Hi guys, this is Diane here from Design Creative, and today we're going to be talking about custom post types and exactly what custom post types are. Now, some of you may be a little bit confused about this, and some of you may already know what custom post types is. So I'm just going to give you a very brief explanation, but you already know what a custom post type is. If you are familiar with WordPress already, then you would know that a post and a page is a custom post type, and if you didn't know that, well, now you know it. Even the media library is a custom post type. Now, custom post type really is just a customized type of post, so you can have different values for your custom post type. You can have a portfolio as your custom post type, you can have products as your custom post type, lessons, courses, all of these things can be grouped as custom post types. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a portfolio custom post type. Now, I do understand that in Jetpack, if you've ever used Jetpack, it does come with its own custom post type, which you can activate through the Jetpack panel, but we're not going to be going into what Jetpack can do, because at the moment it can only do portfolio. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to have any type of custom post type, but currently we're going to call it portfolio, okay? And we're going to add our own custom fields as well to it. So first of all, let's head over to our dashboard here at WordPress. First thing we want to do is head over to plugins, and we want to install two plugins. The first one is Advanced Custom Fields, which is the most famous one, and the next one is Custom Post Type UI. Now I'm going to select both of these. I've already added these to my site, and I'm going to activate it like that. Okay. Now, as you see, if we scroll down, we have two new fields added, which is custom fields and custom post type UI. We're going to go to custom post type UI and press to add new. Here, we're going to add our custom post type. So my custom post type is portfolio, and the label is portfolio, and the singular label is also portfolio. And here, for the description, I'm going to write, this is where I put all my current projects, and I'm going to choose to create a custom post type. Next, we're going to talk about taxonomies. Now, taxonomies are ways that we can filter our custom post type. So for instance, if you're talking about a portfolio and you are let's say a photographer, your taxonomy name could be let's see, it could be type, it could be direction. And when I say direction, I mean in terms of the type of pictures that you take. So if they're headshots, if they're family photos, if they're wedding photos, these could all go under direction or type. So with our portfolio, because I'm a web designer, my type or my taxonomy is going to be type, and within that taxonomy I'm going to have things like web design, I'm going to have things like book design, I'm going to have things like logo design, UI design, because these are things that I specialize in. So let's head over to this one and put in type. It can also signify the type of websites that you make. So for instance, let me go over to my website, designcreative.co.uk, and if I click on projects and you look at my first one, if I scroll down, I have a type here, and it's got portfolio, online store, and startup. Okay, so these can be put as taxonomies as well. Okay, but at the moment I've only used these as custom fields, which we're going to get into a little bit later. So for now, let's put in type. It's even giving you like an example here. So for the post type, it will be movie, and the taxonomy name will be actors, and there you would put in the list of actors that you like, or the list of actors that you deal with. So now we're going to attach this taxonomy to the custom post type, which is portfolio, and we're going to choose to create custom taxonomy. Now on the left hand side we have our portfolio and we have our type. Okay, so now we've got that down, let's actually have a look and see what happens when we click on add portfolio. What do we see? We don't see anything any different from what we would see if we chose a post. You see there's no difference here at all. So what we want to do is we want to customize this area here, this screen area, so then when we do click on add new portfolio, it comes up with the list of options that we want for our site. So for instance, on here I have a featured image, and then I have all these custom fields, one for description, one for type, one for style, year, status, etc. So how we recreate this, basically when you log into the back end of my website, you don't literally put in description and then type in the description, type, and then literally type out the type. I already have like the type and the style and the year. These are already pre-done into the back end of WordPress. All I need to do is select a drop down box to choose the type of store, to choose the style, and to choose the year. So now let's go back to our own site, and we're going to scroll down to custom, advanced custom fields, and here we're going to add a new group, and we're going to call this portfolio, and we're going to add our first field. So our first field is going to be description, and this is going to be, you can either use it as a text area, or what you see is what you get editor, which is what I'm going to choose for here. And is it required? Yes or no? You can just leave that how it is. Show media upload buttons. No, we don't need that, and we don't need the unconditional logic bit either. So let's add another field. This field here could be the year. So the year that this project was done. So I'm going to write in the field instructions the year that this project was completed. Is it required? Maybe. Append. We can add things, so instead of it saying year 2013, we can have it saying 2013 year or whatever, but we obviously don't need that right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's add a new field. I'm going to put in type, and I'm going to use a check box for this one, actually a drop down box. So this is the type of project it is. So for the type, let's see, I may put down redesign. I may put down e-commerce. I may put down artistic. I may put down creative. Actually is better than artistic. Portfolio. Charity. So these are the type of websites that it can be. Allow null? Yes. Okay, so we've got the type, we've got the text, we've got the description. Now let's add a gallery. If you have the Advanced Custom Fields Pro, then you would actually have a field type of gallery in here, but we don't have the Pro. Well, I'm not using the Pro for this tutorial, so currently we're just going to use the what you see is what you get editor, because it does actually have an upload button field that we can use. So now we've got all of our fields in place. Let's go to location and attach this field, attach these fields to the right post type. So it says show this field group if the post type is equal to portfolio, and that's all we have to do here. Now here it's got the options, so I don't want to see the permalink, the content editor, so I'm going to just select all of these, but what I do want to see is the featured image. Notice that the title is not in here, because by default you need to have the title there, and that's the reason why I haven't added the title in the fields either, because it's there by default. Okay, so let's go back down here. The only thing I want to have unchecked is the featured image. Now let's go back up and select to publish this field. Now when we go over to the portfolio and we click to add a new portfolio, you can see now it's been streamlined to the information that we need. Okay, couple of things though. Let's see the type. I've got this extra bit here which I don't want on there, but it doesn't matter. All the rest of it is how we want it to go. So now let's add our first portfolio item. So I'm going to add Diane, and I'm just going to add some lorem ipsum in here. Okay, the year, this was 2013. Type of project, creative portfolio, and the gallery, I'm going to upload some files for my gallery. So I'm going to select these. Sorry, let me select these and open these out. Now these images are very big. They're like 5,000 pixels wide, and obviously if you're using your own gallery you really don't need them to be this big. So there is a way that you can go in and individually resize these images. But if in the meantime, what you can do is, if you don't want to go that route, is you can add a plugin. Let's go here, add a new plugin, and it's called Insanity, and we can install this plugin onto our site. These should still be going. Okay, so these are done. So I'm going to activate this plugin. Okay, now if I go to the library, you would see I've got my images in here, and they're 5,000 pixels wide, which are too wide. So if we go to settings and Insanity, scroll right down to the bottom, and what it does, it can automatically resize the images for us. So images uploaded direct to the library, please keep them at 1024 pixels. So if we upload an image which is over that amount, it would rescale it to this amount here. So I'm going to make it search for all the images. It's got all the images here, and it's going to resize them now. If we upload images which are smaller than that, then it doesn't do anything to them at all. Okay, so now let's have a look at the library. And if we click that, you can see now it's been resized to 1024 pixels, and it's at 683. So it's cropped them all to the right size. Okay, so let's go back to our portfolio items here. And let's just log out of that for a minute and then go back into it. Oops. In fact, let's just save this as a draft. Okay, let's go to the bottom, add gallery, press to create gallery. I'm going to select 6 images. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll select that one. And we'll create the gallery in there, and we'll have it in 3 columns, and we'll insert that gallery in there like that. So let's now select a featured image. Let's select this one as my featured image, and for the type we're going to choose web design add. Now this type is actually to do with your taxonomies. Okay, so this is just another way that we can search. So now let's press publish, and let's view the post. Okay, this is showing up as mobile view at the moment because of the resolution I've got my computer. So as you could see, it doesn't show us anything, and we don't have Headway installed. So let's go back to the dashboard and go to Appearance and activate our Headway theme. Okay, so now we've got Headway installed, let's go into the back of the visual editor. Okay, so first thing we want to do is head over to the drop down button up here and head over to single, and you will see that our custom post type has now been registered within Headway. What we want to do is not edit the actual custom post type of Diane, but edit the portfolio. So every time we add a new custom post type, it will just automatically inherit the layout of the portfolio that we have. So let's click edit here. And let's just use an empty grid, and let's just use a content block for now to see what it looks like. So let's press save and view site. And what you should see is the title and the featured image, but you don't see anything else, which is perfectly normal for our custom post type because we haven't actually added the values yet to our site. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So first of all, what you can see is you could see that we have our title and we have our featured image. So we can use the custom content block for something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on our current content block, open a block options, and just take our featured image off. Okay, I'm going to roll that up a little bit, and I'm going to move this over to the side here. I'm going to add another content block here, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't display our title or our post navigation, but it displays the featured image, which is above the title, and it's set at 100%. Also, let's go back to the content block of the title here. So let's open up this, and let's also make sure it doesn't display the post navigation. So I'm going to set the block alias to image, and I'm going to set this block alias to title, and I'm going to press save. Now let's go over to here and refresh, and now we have our title, we have our image, and we have our title. Now let's start adding the fields for our custom post type. So what we can do is we can add a custom code block here, and I'm going to call this code block description. So I'm going to set the block alias to description. Now what you want to do is you want to head over to the advanced custom fields website, head over to documentation, and then go to code examples. And what it does is it gives us a list of PHP snippets that we can use into our site, and the one that we want to pay close attention to is this one that says using conditional statements. And what that means is it's a little statement that says, now bear in mind I don't know any PHP, so don't be scared if you don't know any PHP either. It's a blind leading the blind right now. But what I do know is that if it has an if statement, what this basically means is that it says if the description field is filled out, then please spit out what it says. Okay, and it also means that if the description field is not filled out, then do nothing. Okay, and this is what we need. So we're going to copy all of this, go back to our content block, and paste that in there. Now if we go to the back end of WordPress and we scroll down to our custom fields, we'll be able to find the field name, which is description, year, year, type is type, and gallery is gallery. So we want the description. So let's copy that. Head back over to here. And where it says field name, we're just going to paste in our description like that. Let's press save. Head back over to here, refresh. And now you should see our description. See? Very easy. Now what if we want the name description to appear on the top of our description? Now what you might think to do is to maybe add the word description up here. Oh, I always spell this name wrong, it's so ridiculous. Description, okay? And we could probably put like a H2 tag around it as well. Let's drag that into there. And let's press save. And refresh. And now we have description on the top. But say if we don't have a description for this. Let's go in here, delete it, update, and view post. We still have the description tag in there. So this is where this whole code, if get field description, comes in real handy. So what we want to do is we want to go back to edit portfolio. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's go over to here, and I'm going to copy this, and where it says echo, I'm going to paste, actually no, I'm going to put in I'm going to put in the quotation marks at the top, and I'm going to paste in where it says H2 description, and I'm going to add a full stop after that. So basically what this is saying is, if there is a description, echo the title of the description, add the actual description after it as well, which is a P tag. So let's press save. And let's look at the actual portfolio. And now you can see there is no description on there. Okay, but if we add the description here, paste, update, we go here and refresh, we now have the description there, and we have the title description and a description. So that's cool, right? Now let's duplicate this block, bring this one down, and we're going to call this one, what was the other ones we had? I think it was type or year. Let's do year. Let's go into the year and let's type in year here, and year here. Let's press save, refresh, and we've got the year 2013. So now you know how to do them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rest of them, okay? I'm going to speed this bit up so then you can just sit back and relax. Save. And there we have it. We have the type, we have the descriptions, and we have the gallery. Now let's add another portfolio. I'm going to call this one Ethan. And I'm going to add a description. I'm not going to add a year or the type, but I'll add a gallery. Just 3 images. And a featured image here. I'm going to call this web, and let's publish this one. And as you see, when we view post, it only shows us the description. It doesn't show us the year or the type. It only shows us what we need to see. Okay, now to display all the custom post types, we just need to create a new page, and we can call this one projects. Let's publish this page, and then we'll open this in the visual editor, and we can create a content block if we want to, and change the default behavior to custom query. Head over to query filters and change the post type to portfolio. Head over to display, and we can enable a column layout and choose 2 posts per row. Let's go to featured image and have the featured image above the title at about 80%. Let's also make sure that we hide the entry content and choose save. Let's view the site. Now we have the image, because we've got a featured post here, so let's put that as 0 and then press save. Let's refresh that. And now we have 2 images. Now the images look terrible, so let's bring this down a little bit more, maybe to 30%, and refresh. Looks a little bit better, but there's still some issues with it, but never mind. Now say if we wanted to display what what type of site this is. So again, we could use the advanced custom field here, and then we can choose copy, and where it says meta, we can put below the content. Let's just paste in this and see what it does, and let's change this field to type, and change this to type as well, and press save. And if we refresh, nothing happens. Let's go to display, show excerpts, press save. Let's see. Portfolio. There we go. So we just need to make sure that we change the entry meta display to portfolio, and we have that statement there, and we can take this one out, and we can hide the entry content, press save, and refresh. And that's it. There we have it. We have our custom post type put in. We have it on a archive page, and we've got all our custom fields showing up. And that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it informative. And if you have used this tutorial for your own projects, please leave a comment below so we can have a look and see what you've done. See you next time. Bye.